Summer Games Fest is just around the corner, and expectations heading into this show are rather low. And I mean lower than usual. Now, let's get into all that. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. Alrighty, so now things are starting to pick up in the world of gaming, especially when it comes to news and surprises galore. Of course, last week PlayStation kicked things off with their own State of Play, and now Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest is on Friday. The Summer Games Fest came into the topic of conversation online, mainly because typically all the hype, rumors, and overall expectations for this event are normally through the roof. Whether they truly deliver year over year, we all know how that goes. And this is all because in previous years, Jeff kind of billed this event as the replacement for E3. And in prior years, and this is very scarce, they did have some major reveals at his events. But what about now? Why are we talking about Summer Games Fest? Well, over recent years, fans have not really come to expect much from Jeff, mainly because the newest trend amongst the biggest console makers, being Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, is to really cut out the middleman, which was E3 at the time, and hold their own directs. So, it's pretty safe to say those guys won't be holding off any major announcements just for Summer Games Fest. I mean, just looking at the slate of shows here, PlayStation was last week, Xbox is on Sunday, and Nintendo could show up today and say, hey, we're doing a Direct Thursday. And lately, coming from my own perspective here for these shows, that span of around just 2 hours has been rather bloated. And that's with just some random content and a whole lot of ads baked in. But today we're talking about Summer Games Fest because Jeff now set the bar for expectations. And it really isn't a high one. So Jeff was asked about certain reveals that could be made at this show, and Kingdom Hearts 4 was one of them. And to talk about that game real quick, many people believe that could get a 2025 release date. So a reveal for this game could be on the table. But Jeff went on to clarify this game will not appear at the show along with The Wolf Among Us 2. Now, the answer to that point he kind of made here was the idea that this show will focus on already announced games that are coming out in 2024 and 2025, nothing further out. Which to me sounds like this year's event will be more focused on updates rather than big time reveals. And he cites the reason as to why this is going to be more of a subtle showcase. It's because this is going to be a quote unquote down year or quiet year in gaming. Now, to be fair, I do think he has somewhat of a point there. Nintendo is massively holding off for the Switch 2 next year. Xbox already painted this picture as to what they're keeping to themselves. Plus, their showcase is on Sunday, so why are they going to reveal anything on Friday? And PlayStation made it well known they got no major first-party stuff for the remainder of this year, so you're kind of left with nothing. But as for your expectations going into this all, just kind of chill out. At the same time, I do think this is going to be a fun event to watch, so maybe tune in at the very least, but don't expect anything great. And again, I think this problem here kind of all stems from the fact it's just shoehorned in between all these first-party showcases, leaving very little meat on the bone for something pretty exciting. But I do think across the board there will be fun announcements made throughout the week. And I do honestly think we're heading into some of the biggest years in gaming in general, with 2025 and 2026 coming up. We got GTA 6, Fable, the new Call of Duties, potential next-gen hardware, and of course the Switch 2 to look forward to. So it's pretty safe to say we're just getting started. But with all that being said, I'm going to pass it off to you guys. What are your expectations for all the upcoming showcases? What did you think of the PS State of Play? What do you think of Summer Games Fest? And drop some predictions for that Xbox showcase. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.